Today we're going to put up the Cocoon V2 poled awning. It's a fiberglass poled awning, and this is how you put it up. So you get it out of the bag, and you will have a bag of poles. Comes with it. Untie the knot. This will either take 3 seconds or 3 minutes. There we go. Then quite a few poles in here. Oh, it's got 5 poles for the main structure, and then it's also got a side pole as well on the awning. And get the canvas out. Okay. Just untie the main awning. Probably get it round it. Oh, there we go. And roll it out to the position where you're going to want to put the awning. And remember, I mean, the most important thing is where you're going to put your van. The tunnel's on the side on this awning, so you want to make sure that the tunnel is where your van's going to go. And that's the middle divider for the sleeping compartment that's in the awning. And there's a bag of pegs here as well. So we'll undo the knot again. Get an handful of pegs just to be ready for later when we're pegging it out. Fold it out, and hopefully the front is this side. If it's not, and I'd have to spin it round, but it is looking like the front is here. Pull it a bit further forward. Okay, and you've got your tunnel on this side. So I would be putting my van here, attached to the awning. There we go. A little bit further forward, give it a bit of room to be pegged. And this awning also has quite a big canopy on the front, so it's going to come out another. And we can peg the 4 corners now. So on each corner there's a webbing strap that's adjustable, so you want to loosen it. This will make it easier to get the poles in, and then put a peg in each corner. Obviously there's other pegging points on this awning, but we're just going to do the 4 corners until we get the poles in, and then we'll peg the rest. Got a big door on the front. Make sure this door's nice and open so you can get plenty of air in it. It'll make it easier when you're putting the poles in. That's the strap for the canopy. And I would also undo these guideline straps at this point as well, because when we get the poles in, it's good to have these ready so you can peg it out, fold it up until you've got every pole in. And there's some on the front as well. Just really handy, especially if you're doing it on your own. It helps. Got another 2 here. so now you want to get all your poles ready to put in the awning. So you want to join all these together, putting the fiberglass parts into the metal ferrules. So that's one. There's a little one here. This goes on the side door, over the top of the side door, just to make a little canopy. So we'll put that one on the last thing when it's all up and ready. We'll put these in line to where they're going to go. So this one's going to go on the back point sleeve. So we'll just lay them out so they're easily accessible. So what we're going to do once we've done this last one is we're going to start putting the poles in. We'll start at the front because that's where the opening is. So rather than starting at the back where there's no air in that area and it's all canvas, if you start at the front, it's a lot easier to get that one in and up. And as you're doing it going backwards, it's filling with air. It makes it a lot easier. Okay. So we'll miss the canopy one to start with there and do that one last, but the awning itself, we will find where it is. So that's the canopy there, so that's fine as it is. And then we've got the sleeve here. And push it through, never pull it through the sleeve because it'll just come apart, the poles. So you just want to keep pushing them through until you get quite further past the tent, because they're going to bend these poles so they are longer than the tent itself. So that's the first one done. So we're going to try and stand that up now. Like I said, these guidelines are quite helpful because when we get it stood up, we can peg them to hold it up at this point. So we put the bottom of the ferrule on this pole into the pin at the bottom. It's on the adjustable strap. And we're just going to push it up now from the other side, slowly feeding it through this sleeve. And you want to be trying to lift the material as well. If you've got somebody to help you, it's great at this point because they can obviously hold the weight of the material, but it can be done on your own. So you just want to get the pole in the ring, like so. And now you see you're at this point, and this is where you want to use the guidelines. Just hold it up, make it easier. You've got some pole clips here as well. There we go, put that on. And the same on this side, just so it doesn't blow about as much. So this will just hold it up for now until I get all the other poles in. Okay, so now we can put all the rest of the poles in, knowing that it's stood up okay. So on the next pole, that goes through under the tunnel, and there's a gap in the middle of the tunnel that it will go through and then go through the sleeve. It's a common mistake just to put it over the tunnel, but then you'll realise when you're trying to put it on your van, and you'll have to take the pole out and put it through the slot. That's gone through. Again, you can push it down now. Find the ring and pin at the bottom and put that in. And then just run round and put it in at the other side. And the next one. through the next sleeve. And then we've got one more left. We're on the canopy. And then we just got the canopy to do on the front. And again, this has got to be pegged out with the guidelines. So find the sleeve. There it is. Again, you'll have a ring and pin. You always know where the ring and pins are because you got the plastic pole clips. So if you follow the plastic pole clips down, you'll get to the ring and pin there. And then the same on the other side. Follow the pole. And put your ring and pin in. And now you want to pull this canopy out tight, and then at the bottom you've got a loop to peg. In line with the tent. Get my mallet. Go. You got your guidelines here again. Put up. These two are probably the best to put up. So it's going to pull the tent. Okay, and now what we want to do is we've obviously got all the other guidelines, but we've also got all the clips to clip onto the poles. So everywhere where we've put the poles through, there'll be clips. You've got to go down and clip them all onto the poles, make it secure, and tighten the straps at the bottom where the ring and pins are, make it secure. And we've also got the little canopy pole on the side to put in. We can do that now. So you've got a little sleeve on the outside of the canopy, which this pole will push through. And then on the tent itself, you've got a little cup that looks like it'll fit a pole. So that goes in the end there, and then you just push this one side through. There you go. That goes in the other side to give you the canopy. So now we've just got to go around and peg all the other points. So anywhere where there's a strap, we've got to peg, and all the guidelines as well. Go around pegging them about 1 meter away from the tent, and if it's against a pole, then peg it in line with the pole. So now we can move this one, see, in line with the pole, about 1 meter away from the tent. And then obviously the last thing to do is to obviously get your van lined up at the other side and put it on the tunnel how you usually would. So that's how to put up the Cocoon Poled awning.